So to do number 29 and 8.5, we need to know what A through J things are. So we've got a picture roughly like this. And I think this is all I need on it. So what's question A?
Determine the vertex of this graph.
Vertex?
Yeah, vertex.
Okay.
You have
So where's the vertex?
right there.
It's still labeled, the point I labeled, right at the top of the thing? Okay, great. Vertex, check. B is, does it open up or downward?
Downward.
Down?
Down.
Okay, let's see.
X.
X-intercepts? Can I read the x-intercept off the picture?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's x-intercept is -2. You could certainly write -2, 0 here. That's a little overkill though, right? Because it's already an x-intercept, you really only need the x-coordinate for it. How about D? D is going to ask for the y-intercept, right?
-4.
So I realize that I need to label another point.
Yeah.
This is 0, -4.
Yep.
Okay, so the y-intercept is 0, -4.
E goes after
Thanks. E is the next letter. Good. Wasn't it that I went back to D? Is that a problem?
I think it was D-E, oh yeah.
I forget. Yeah.
D,
I did this
E,
morning.
D, F. I think
I put
was what I did.
D-E-F-E.
Okay, so part E is what?
Determine the domain of the
The
function.
domain. Okay, so which way do I smash things to get a domain?
Crocodile.
Yeah, crocodile direction onto the inputs, right?
Right.
So what do I get out of that?
All real numbers.
All reals? Okay. How about F? F is determine the range.
The other way.
So range is this way.
Right.
So what do I get out of that?
-2 to infinity.
0
To 0.
Negative,
to everything?
negative infinity to
Yeah, so when I smash this way, I get all this stuff, right?
Right.
So that starts at
0.
negative
Oh,
infinity.
-4.
negative infinity and goes up to 0. Now I need to set up brackets, right?
Mm-hmm.
So negative infinity's bracket should be chill.
Round.
That one's round. Or open, because yeah, it's not a number. It's not in my number system.
Close.
Okay, and 0 is
Close
Close.
bracket.
Closed.
why?
It crosses exactly through that point.
Oh, okay, there's an input, right, specifically -2 that gives you that output. Okay, so there's my range. G. G is next.
Is it?
F, G. Pretty
No,
sure.
I was just wondering what after a -4, like the. Are those positive or is it still negative?
What do you mean?
Negative infinity to 0.
Oh, yeah,
'Cause
these
the
are still
parabola
negative
crosses the-
outputs, right?
Okay.
Because I'm looking at the outputs for the range.
Okay.
All right, so G is x values for which the function is positive.
After -4.
Up to -0.
If 0 is considered positive or negative, it's 0.
You guys see that?
Yeah.
If 0 is positive, then there's one input that gives you a positive output, right? Maybe just the one single point -2. How the hell do you even write that? Maybe like this. But there's one x value that gives you a positive output. It's -2. And it's only because we consider 0 to be both positive and negative, right?
On a test, would we write that? Would we say if 0 is considered
Yeah.
positive?
So you could write this, or you could write this. These are for listing things, right?
Mm-hmm.
So if I'm listing one thing, -2, I might just throw that in there. And yeah, that's just kind of a house rule. How about H? H is presumably which things are negative.
Yeah.
So which inputs give negative outputs?
Everything up to 2 and everything after 2.
and also 2, right?
Oh,
Or
right.
negative 2.
Negative
Remember, it's
2.
both. So, just cool with that? All right. How about I and J? I is, when is it increasing?
No, I is decreasing.
Decreasing. Oh, weird.
After negative.
Okay,
2.
so when is it decreasing?
After the negative 2.
Was I doing this thing yesterday?
Yes.
Okay, so if you put a little guy on here and he walks from left to right, when is he walking downhill?
Negative 2, 0.
From negative 2 onwards, right? Remember, those are x values, right? So negative 2 to infinity, that's an open bracket. What's this one?
Closed.
Closed.
Isn't it the open because you don't consider it wide enough for it to stand on?
Yeah, that's a transitionary point, right? If I think about standing exactly at negative 2, is it really up or down? No, it's kind of flat, right? So it's not increasing, right? Or decreasing. This was decreasing. How about increasing? Where's this thing increasing?
Up to negative 2. Negative
Yeah,
infinity.
everything up to negative 2.
Yeah.
So negative infinity to negative 2. Open on this side and open on that side,
All the same.
because that's a transition again. Where's this one constant? They didn't ask, but I will.
Can you help me with the closing of the bracket?
Sure. So this bracket means not including. Yeah, this bracket or this bracket, right? Those mean not including. This bracket and this bracket mean including. So what I'm asking is, they were asking decreasing here, right? So is my function decreasing at negative 2 or just afterwards?
After.
Yeah, this says just afterwards. If I had put a closed bracket on there, I would mean it's decreasing at negative 2 and also afterwards.
Okay.
Does that
So-
make sense?
Would you put a closed bracket if it were an absolute value instead of a parabola?
No, I still wouldn't.
Still not.
Because I would say that's a transitionary point, right? This is really a problem of definition. The definition I gave you, this thing about if the function goes uphill from left to right, is total bullocks. There's a better way to define this, but it's really, really symbol heavy, so I don't want to give it to you. So just trust me, the transitions don't count. Good enough? On positive, negative, like these guys, those are, do I mean that negative 2 gives a positive output, right? That, there's a weird question about whether 0 is a positive output or not. We've said, yeah, sure, 0 is a positive output. We could just as easily have said, no, 0 is not a positive
Yeah,
output.
because I think the book does it, it's not.
The book may well say 0 is neither positive nor negative. It doesn't matter, it's a choice we got to make. Cool?